I just can't overdose you. I just can't, no.
Hey, this is Ron Howe, West Coast tournament angler. I've been very fortunate the last few years to have a lot of success out here fishing different tournament organizations at every level. And a lot of the reason that I've had great success is product from IMA and Optimum baits. I throw these baits year round, different baits for different conditions. I'm going to show you a bunch of the product they got today that helps me catch more fish and bigger bass. So let's go through it. Let's talk about something new here. First one's going to be the IMA Suspending Vibe. This is a suspending rattle bait. Nothing like it out there. You want to throw this on 10 to 15 pound fluorocarbon line. You can splice it in with braid if you prefer. This bait here uses slow sweeping rod motion and pauses. It suspends. So the edge of grass lines, next to a log, next to a rock wall, down a boat. Suspending rattle bait. I've had some big ones on it the last 2 years. Great bait. This is one people don't see much or come out very much. Great for spotted bass, smallmouth, and largemouth. That's the foxy fry, a little tiny version of a jerkbait. Recommend to use this on 6 to 8 pound test on a spinning rod. Fluorocarbon if you want it to get a little deeper. Monofilament if you'd like it to be a little higher in the water column. Again, when they're eating little stuff, foxy fry. Now this is a new one, came out last year. And I gotta tell you, this is a great new jerkbait. This is called the Deep Fry 9.5. This happens to be a ghost bluegill color that I have in the package here. This is a deep running jerkbait. 8 to 10 or even 12 pound test. Again, deeper, 8 pound fluorocarbon. You can throw it all the way up on 15 and even 20 if you want it to get up shallower. This bait goes deep fast. The build design gets this bait cutting down right away and gets you down to desired depths that other jerkbaits do not get to. It's shorter and has a nice meaty profile. Now this is one of my favorite baits for wintertime and spring fishing, even the fall. When it starts getting cold, jerkbaits really turn on. The IMA Flip 120 and a brown flash. This kind of imitates a smallmouth, a hitch, and a lot of other bait fish. This is a great bait. It gets deeper than typical baits that are short billed like this. I like running this bait on 8 pound test a lot, but I will throw it on 10. It does some erratic things you can't get other jerkbaits to do. When you use this jerkbait, it's not just going to give you the typical dig and dive. When you twitch this thing, it's going to give you this, this, and then one of these. And when it does that, it triggers big bites. It's been a key bait for me over the years. I've got several trophies on the wall with the help of this flip. I say you want to get bit, get flipped. Great bait. We're going to jump over to shallow square bills. IMA has an array of colors. Over here I got my box I'm going to show you. A lot of stuff in here. Got a hot craw, a new dark delta craw, bluegill pattern, fire tiger. You got bone, chartreuse shad, and a really cool yellowish craw that also can imitate some perch as well. These baits are great when fish are shallow. Fall, when they're chasing shad. Spring, when they're up there shallow looking for food. This bait hunts. It runs about 2 to 4 foot deep on average, so it's a very shallow square bill. It's small, it has a nice wobble to it. I've even, on this right here, Fire Tiger, caught a ton of California's king salmon that run in the fall. This is a great bait, shallow, around cover, bumping into logs, bumping into rocks, square bill, IMA. Get some. Next, we're gonna go to a bait that I really try to put this in as many friends' hand as I can, quite simply because it catches a lot of fish. And it catches them on any body of water, any time of year. And that is the IMA Pin Jack. This happens to be hot craw, probably one of my favorite colors, okay? Just a nice fire red craw. They make this in a ton of great fish catching colors. This bait runs 6 to 8 foot deep. I like running it on 10 pound trilene fluorocarbon. It catches fish everywhere. In fact, I know a buddy of mine, he caught a really big one on this bait up at New Maloney's not too long ago. And he has called and said thank you a couple times. We'll show you that in a Fire Tiger. Again, chartreuse, good in dirty water. Just a great bait. Okay. The big brother to that bait is right here, and that's the IMA Beast Hunter. Now this is a little different crankbait than most of your deep running baits that are on the market, because this bait's designed to dive into grass. Most crankbaits are designed to dive into rocks. So this bait, you throw it out, you get it down there, you get it getting in the grass, and pause it, and it'll lift back up out of the grass. It'll rip right through the grass and lift out of the grass. It does some unique things in the rock. Since it's got the round bill and designed to hit grass, when it gets down into rocks, it'll roll a little bit. Now it's not a typical feature you want out of a crankbait, but on this bait, that roll triggers big bites. I've caught several fish on Lake Oroville, over 6 pound largemouth on this bait. They love it there. Okay, now we're gonna get into some fun stuff. We're gonna get into some topwater. So, last year IMA came out with a new finesse popper. This is chartreuse shad. This is great when the fish are spawn, post-spawn in summer. It's no wind out there, they're eating topwater, but you just don't have a breeze, and you gotta get a little smaller, and you gotta leave the bait there, and you can walk this bait, you can pop it, and you can chug it. So IMA finesse popper. It gets big topwater bites. Great bait, great colors. They got a great naked bluegill color. You gotta check that one out. Okay. Now we're gonna go one of the baits. It was designed right here in California. It's the IMA Little Stick, and a local angler here designed this bait. This is a great topwater bait. It's small in size, it's mid-sized profile. This thing has a big walking action, almost like a frog. You can walk this and have it almost stay in place. Now there's a trick to that. It comes stock with very sharp hooks and a feather hook on the back. That feather hook keeps this bait staying in place. It is a wide walker. Really good back east on those herring lakes, phenomenal in the California Delta, and guys are figuring out that this is a Lake Comanche and a spotted bass killing machine. They love this thing. Now there's a trick. If you take the feather hook off and you put a regular treble on the back, you can make it glide a little more. So then you get spitting, walking, and gliding. Again, it's the IMA Little Stick. Phenomenal product. This is bone, because I'm heading to the California Delta, and stripers, they like that white color. Okay, so now we're going to get into a bigger bait, and this right here is the big brother to the little stick. This is the big stick. Again, designed out here in California. They've got special rattles, saltwater series hooks on this one. There's your bluegill, there's your trout. If you're looking for big bites, big fish, you got to give this bait a try. It's phenomenal. The paint jobs are unreal. It's a very affordable bait for the quality that you receive. IMA Big Stick. Now, last year they came out with a bait, super excited because I like throwing glide baits. And they came out with a new bait designed by Michael Murphy that's like no other glide bait on the market, and it's affordable. It's a $20 bait, and you could do things with this glide bait that you cannot do with any other brand. Okay? So here's a sinking called the Natural, and here's a floating bluegill. Okay? This, if you slow retrieve, it'll run like a wake bait, and it'll run down to about 1 foot. Okay? This goes down, oh, you're in that 4, 5, 6, 7 column. Okay? What's neat and unique about this glide bait that no other bait does is it was designed to use like a hard bait fluke and glide bait at the same time. So you reel this thing along and it's got its nice S-waving motion. Then you could kill it, it'll lean to a side, and you could pop it like a jerk bait, kill it, and then start gliding it again. And those pauses and that hard jerking, it triggers gigantic fish to bite. Many big fish are starting to eat this bait because they're starting to see it. IMA Glide Fluke, under 20 bucks. Again, get one of these and go play with it. Get it on a 7.6 to a 7.10 rod, right in there, medium heavy to heavy. Want a fast tip and a big backbone. Throwing this thing on 20 pound and 15 pound, depending on the action you want. It's phenomenal. You can't beat it for the price. Big bites, fun to fish, cover water. IMA Glide Fluke. It's Ron Howe, checking out. Thank you.